Okay, there you go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome this happy Junior Friday. Welcome to our Chris and Jill live chat. This live chat is serving the global community of entrepreneurs for conversations on growth, success, and progress. I'm Christopher, founder of Wyco Tax. This is a virtual tax payroll and bookkeeping service solution in the US. And this year, I was nominated or I received the 2022 Business Person of the Year here in South Texas. So, what is the vision of the company or the live chat today? We would like to have a world-class digital global space where mentors and coaches share learnings, education, and programs to enrich the knowledge, skills, and mindset of entrepreneurs from all around the globe. The mission is to educate, empower, and inspire the global community of entrepreneurs, and to build influencers, thought leaders, to create a support digital network for present and future entrepreneurs. This is a very amazing topic that we have for today. We're going to talk about how to live life. But this won't be possible without my co-hosts. She is a serial entrepreneur community leader, and she has a great passion for writing, entrepreneurship, social media management, personality development, and public speaker. She's a licensed occupational therapist and runs her own company, Excellence Therapy Solutions, in Dallas. She also co-founded the fashion line Jill and Jog Couture with the designer Ms. Jogger Onate, and the current chair of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce in Dallas Fort Worth. She was nominated and received the Outstanding Occupational Therapy Award on 2019 and the previous former editor-in-chief of the Asian Beat newspaper. Let us all welcome no other than my co-host, Miss Jill Lasaka.
Hey Chris, good morning everyone. Happy Thursday from the beautiful city of Dallas. Chris, it's almost like more than half of the year has passed and it's now September. We're facing a new month and I think there's a lot of opportunities out there. And I'm very excited with these conversations about social entrepreneurship. What are your
I,
thoughts about this?
I know it's just from vacation on Monday, and then how to really live life. Living life is a day-to-day process and experience. You need to stay at that very moment. That's the reason why they call it present,
Right.
because it's a gift.
It's a gift.
But you know what? The best person who could actually share. I'm really inspired by her. She's my fellow Rotarian. I went last June in Houston to attend the International Rotary Convention, and she was really amazing. And wisdom. Everybody's suffering from different type of stress. It could be mental,
Right.
emotional, financial, relationship. We need to have that kind of balance.
We
But
do.
in able for us to talk about this, I invited her today. I am really
Wonderful.
excited. Right? Okay. So before anything else, before I introduce her, there's a video that we would like to play to know more about. By the way, before the video plays, okay, Ricardo, what we would like to know is for those of you out there, please comment on our live chat. Put your comment below where you from so we could acknowledge you. If you have questions, feel free to type it on our chat section. And welcome again. All right, so we're going to play the video just for the introduction of our guest speaker for today. All right, Ricardo. Wow. This is a very heartwarming. And our speaker for today, she is a social entrepreneur finding opportunities to support differently abled people through skills training and eventually employment in tourism industry, namely farming and hospitality. She's the founder of Zamba Wood, a boutique resort, and Julian's Farm, an agri-tourism destination in Zambales, Philippines. Let us all welcome no other than my fellow Rotarian, Tita Rachel Fernandez Harrison.
Hi,
Ayan,
Miss
Tita.
Rachel.
Thank
Good
you, thank
morning.
you. Hi,
Good
Chris.
morning.
Hi, Jill. Thank you very
Good
much.
Or
Side
morning.
of the
It's so
world,
nice to
but
see you. And
but good
I've read
morning
your
to your
bio, and
audience.
it's yes. We're so empowered by your beautiful story. Me being an occupational therapist, I see so much beauty in what you're doing.
good
There's
evening
so much
pala.
energy. Yeah,
Good evening, because for those of you who don't know, Tita is in the Philippines right now. So that's why we're global.
Yes.
yeah, that's right. Mm.
So
Tita, how did you start with the concept of Zamba Wood?
As I was explaining to Jill earlier, no, so Zambowood is actually it was built for our. He has autism. He is
Mhm.
now 30 years old, but we started our journey when he was 9. We were living abroad, but we thought we needed a place for him so he can settle because he's, autism. It has a
Right.
very wide spectrum. But for T, he's kind of, he falls on the lower end, meaning to say he's not spontaneously communicative, but he is very, very able physically. So we thought, why not create a farm for him? That's how all started. And when we did that, we eventually decided to build a home because we are going to be in the Philippines more often to and visit him anyway. So that's how Wood came about. Eventually, we decided to rent it out as a business to help us sustain Julian in his new environment. Mm.
Tita, that's a very powerful story that you have, because I understand where you're coming from. I'm an occupational therapist, and I've worked with many children with autism, and some of them have very difficulty with sensory and perceptual processing, and creating an environment that maximizes their ability to process this information really provides an important role in their human development. And what a great way and what a great story for this social entrepreneurship and combining it with a mission. So
Right.
tell us a little
Mhm.
bit about, in terms of transforming this into a social enterprise. How long did it take you, and what process did you take to make this possible?
Okay. Yes, it's actually because of Rotary we became a social enterprise because I am in touch with, at the time we were living in Singapore, and my
Mhm.
husband is also a very active Rotarian in Singapore. He's the past president of Rotary Club of Singapore. So they have a lot of sister clubs, and one of them is a Rotary Club of San Juan Central and Mandaluyong Uptown. And
Mm,
their signature project is training deaf mute to become baristas and industry
that's
and
amazing.
housekeepers. So when they found out that we have a business in Zambales, asked me if they could put their graduates to
Mhm.
Zambawood for on-job. I said yes,
Wow.
and that's how we really got started. So they're graduates in Manila. They go to Zambales and to practice what they have learned, and then after 8 weeks, they go back to Manila to jobs. So that's how we got involved with giving them opportunities for on-job training.
Yes, actually, I can relate. Well, before we start the show, I mentioned I have a twin brother. who's suffering schizophrenia stage 4. It's a lifetime.
Yeah.
And during that time when you were high school, because my brother was diagnosed as early as first year high school, where he
Mm-hmm.
was not able to communicate. He woke up so early in the morning. He's talking to himself. There were times he come from school. He has so many scratches on his face, and he covered his face with. There's a paranoia, and for a family to have that, and during that time we do not know because we don't have network support network, and we
Right.
don't have enough comprehension on how to deal with it. This kind of opportunity with people with disability is really a good uh, outlet that people can still be productive and live a life, right, Tita? And how do you deal with this?
Yes, as well, absolutely. If I may just add, because we have this concept that if you don't have formal education,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually not the case. So
Right.
as long as you can find an opportunity for you to discover your strengths, what you can do, you don't need to have to be productive in life. You
Mm-hmm.
just have to have that kind of passion to do what you want to do. And of course, with Julian, he has to be guided by us. So
Right.
this is what I advocate uh, in the Philippines now, is that a lot of people, not only special, also for those perhaps unable to go attend college and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, if they are at a degree or finish something, because maybe perhaps they are not capable intellectually, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
There
Yes.
are
Mm-hmm.
other things that we can do, vocation, which the government is trying to advocate right now, and we can still be successful because at the end of the day, what you need to succeed is really a lot of love, a lot
Right.
of
Yes.
love with what you
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm trying to
Tita
advocate
Rachel,
right
that's a
now.
very powerful perspective, and I think how we view disability and really is a matter of perspective. And I like the concept that even if you have the disability, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It's finding resources and for the community to come together and create a safe space for this individuals with disability and
Mm-hmm.
maximize their function. And we may not all have
Absolutely.
the degree or the diploma to be proud of, but you can still live the highest potential level of independence, and
Absolutely.
that's so powerful. Now tell us about the system of access to this kind of resources for individuals with disability. How are they able to connect with you?
Okay. They're able to connect with us in all the social platform. So really, we need to be connected, like in that case, Rotary, for example,
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
because they bring the students to us. But
yeah.
recently, before the pandemic, we also started training, the special people in our community in
Mm-hmm.
Zambales. Unfortunately, we had to close because of the pandemic. So
Yeah.
we are just trying to restart again now.
Mhm.
But what we have done, in my opinion, what we have done in our town is to give. It is actually possible to have a job, to be trained, if as long as people are willing to give their time and attention to train and guide people with disabilities are able to learn. So this I believe this is what we were able to do in Zambales. It's our town is called San Narciso, and that is in the community. They saw that people with disabilities are actually capable of working.
Mhm.
So in a way, we created an integration and inclusion in our society.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very powerful word. Breaking down the barriers and allow people with disability an access to the opportunity to live life at its fullest potential.
Exactly. So that's why
Right.
when I was talking to Tita, I think we're not gonna live a perfect life. And during the time that I'm here in America because I need to support my twin brothers' rehabilitation and National Center for Mental Health. But prior to that, there was so many stress when people, because I felt like you're the lesser class of the society. That's there were years that I hid the situation with my friends, with my coworkers. My brother is a wonder. He go from one to the hospital where I work, to the radio station, and having somebody to talk to is, it's very important. Sometimes you cannot get it from your family member because they would thought that there's a denial that they said, oh, he's acting up only, or he's just need attention. Alam mo yung KSP, I don't know what's
Yeah,
that in
Mm-hmm.
Tagalog, English.
kulang sa
but
pansin.
but I said, mom, the cause of the problem is not outside,
Yeah,
it's inside. And then I talked to Tita. Tita, how do you handle that kind of stress? And then
Mm.
just what can you do about that for people that also experiencing right now the same, how to deal with it?
Mm. Okay. It's a very challenging situation. And um, if you're of what is happening with you can easily fall into depression. Point
right.
in
Mm,
life where you ask your question, why did this happen? And
yes.
you keep going back. But really, the first part of dealing with the challenges in life is acceptance.
Mm,
There are some things to accept in life because it's not our own doing.
Right.
We did not intentionally. I mean, we happened, but at the same time, we are also not capable of changing the situation. So you just have to accept. Stress is normal part of life. Everybody goes, everybody. But if we let the stresses in life affect us, then we all the aspects of our life get affected. So the first part of what we really to realize that everybody, no exception, life, and what is happening to me or what is happening to you, Chris, or what is happening to other people, life to have a person in the family with a disability. Some people will have diseases, fatalities,
Right.
unemployment, an unhappy family life. These are all challenges and these are all realities of life that
Mm-hmm.
there's no one exempted. So your question is how do we deal with it? What has helped me so much is meditation.
yes.
It
Mm,
is through
Meditation.
meditation you get you accept what is happening to you. You have a who is so in charge with your
Right.
life, with the life around you. And this is when we hear it really give it all to him
Right.
and
Mhm.
just go with the flow.
Right. You know,
Just have
one of
thing
the things
will
that you've said, after the pandemic, there was a study that a lot of people have um, reached out to their spiritual needs and find ways and strategies to enrich their spiritual life, because at the end of the day, like what you both said, stress and problems, these are facts of life. These are things that are just part in the normal process. It's how we deal with these issues that makes a huge difference. And I think having a strong spiritual connection with yourself, with your family, and with the universe, I think is a path to your own happiness.
yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with you, Jim. Reality of life. Some people don't think about it, but one thing for sure, we are all going to leave this world. We are all going to go to the
mm,
other side. all gonna die. That's everybody will have to go. But some
Right.
people they don't like to think about that. But with the pandemic, it became a reality that so it gave you the opportunity to say, what am I gonna do with my life now?
Right.
There are more important rather than just work, or just accumulating wealth, or just looking at desires of your life uh, that you want, or needs and wants, right? Do they really matter? So this is when I feel that spirituality really comes in.
Good.
Realize
Mhm.
what is really important. What really matters in your life right now. I agree with you with that.
Yeah. And then also finding your purpose. And I'm so
Mhm.
happy that you have used, your son's disability and use and find some purpose in that. Um, at the end of the day, how
Mm-hmm.
we transform a challenge into an opportunity to grow, to strengthen our purpose. That's a very powerful manifestations of your own character to the universe.
Right. Actually, our suffering, the huge problems that we have, the strengths are in those sufferings.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
Right.
if you get into those challenges, those are the ones which will lead you to your purpose.
That's
Because
right.
whatever or making you worry, embrace it. You cannot push it away. It's almost like it's meeting your own ghost, meeting
Right.
your
Yeah.
own. You do that, you realize that, wow, I can do it. I'm so strong, and at the end, it's not so bad. You can handle it. You
Right.
think of your fear sometimes like it's so huge, but when you handle it head on, you realize you're so powerful, you're so empowered, you're so
Hmm.
strong that you are able mentally, emotionally to handle it. So
Hmm.
that's when your purpose comes in, that you can actually do a lot of things.
Hmm.
And
And
this is when you realize challenges will actually guide you
Mhm.
to how you can help others.
yes, and our greatest fear can be our greatest source of strength when we have the right attitude and
Absolutely.
the right mindset. Now, I want to explore a little bit more. I know that part of the issues on social entrepreneurship, converting your passion into a sustainable business enterprise. How's the challenges in terms of making sure that you're able to sustain the process of running and maintaining the resort?
Okay. The challenge of being a social, you said it right, how to make it sustainable. Because
Mhm.
by
Yes.
the very part of it, social are there that businesses are created to to manage.
Profit.
For example,
Mhm.
for myself, is to give skills and eventually employment to people. Is that possible, right? I
Mhm.
mean, the drive of the business is, of course, is to be sustainable,
Right.
or otherwise we are going to get burned out. But the thing with
Yes.
social entrepreneurs is that we don't stop. Why? Thing that kept us going is love anyway. When you want to do something out of money or not, you just keep on going.
Mhm.
So it is really a challenge for entrepreneurs to be sustainable. And because of this, there is a BPI. They have their foundation identified social entrepreneurs they have, and I'm one of them, proudly, I'm one of the BPI CNAG, it's called CNAG, no? I know
Mhm.
that there are only a handful of social entrepreneurs, and if we do not for the businesses to make money, we will get burned out. So they are teaching us become business people,
Yeah.
right? To really find a way to marketing, our production, our operations, our capex, etc. But because of choice, we have
Right.
no choice but to go at the bottom again and hope. So this is the reality of what is happening in a lot of business you can imagine. So it's a challenge.
Mhm. And also, Jill, strategic partnerships are also very important. The people
Yeah.
that believe on the vision, mission, and advocacy of the company, because those are like in a soil. Those are the fertilizers
Right.
that would keep you
Mm.
going further.
Right.
But what is
I
so
mean,
inspiring, if
Mhm.
I may add, is what is so inspiring is people now who are into social entrepreneurship, because you can see around you that who are needing help. So
Mhm.
it's comforting, and
right.
it's to see so many young people at that be involved with social.
Right.
Hopefully this is the one that's going to save our country.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's a very powerful thing. When you are able to tap into a wide range of audience in the community to support your social enterprise. I know that sustainability remains a major issues for many of the social entrepreneurs out there. I myself, we have some. We are able to, the goal is ultimately to create an eco farm where people
Yeah.
can come and appreciate nature and create that as an oasis for people to be able to have a way to relax from the stressful city life. And
Mm.
so I may have to learn a lesson or two from you, Tita,
Yes,
on how to go
absolutely. I've
about it.
just yeah, I just finished a course which is business farm school. So
Right.
and part of that is really teaching the farm owner how to create a business out of what we
Mhm.
are doing, and it's not easy. It's really what is again a, a heartwarming is in the Philippines. People are so aware that we need help from a lot of
Right.
people. So they are
Yes.
so aware that it is very important for social enterprises. And there are so many,
Yes.
you know, helpers, helping the farmers, helping the single mothers, helping
Mhm.
the people who have, helping the people with disabilities, helping people in prison. We are just one, people with disabilities, but there are some sectors of our society, of our community who are needing help. So yeah, it's awareness. It is awareness that if we do help one another, angat lahat.
Right.
There are so many programs like that now.
What advice would you give to an individual out there who's listening and is interested to venture into social entrepreneurship, Tita?
Okay, the first thing that I will do, okay, because I'm when you like something, you really get into it, and you just
Mm-hmm.
feel like you can do it, the energy of the time, but the reality is, if you do try to earn as much as you can, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to waste your resources. So there's nothing wrong with putting up social. Do your math, do your data. How many people are you going to serve? How
Yeah.
many,
Right.
God. it's really the numbers. It's fantastic. It's all good ideas mind. You don't do it until you try it out.
Mhm.
So, and it's money is valid. It's fit, right? So it's very important to do your numbers. Of course, I'm not discouraging to go into business, but try to study, try to study, research, try to ask people. Mentorship is very important. Ask those people who have done it, have to go through the same mistakes again. You can
Right.
learn from other people. We don't have enough of time to learn ourselves. We can actually ask those people who have done it before. And books.
Right.
I'm very, very, and nowadays it's very convenient. You have YouTube,
Yeah.
you
Yes.
have
Mhm.
Spotify. So, there's no excuse anymore not to learn anything or not to get to know something because everything in your iPad, in your computer. So
Right.
that's what I can say. And
Right.
but
Tita.
it's very exciting.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry.
I know that your purpose is very noble, and how much of social media have you utilized to spotlight your passion so that people from all over the world can connect with you and understand your mission and your vision and see how best that they could help and make sure that your business remains sustainable for years to come.
Right. Yes. Well, that is really the goal. That's really the mission. We are present in all social media platforms like
Mhm.
Facebook and
Facebook,
Insta. Yeah,
Instagram.
and yes, and of course, we also in mainstream media.
Right.
We are also endorsed by some influencers. So where we go, and we try as much as we can, and so far we are doing it for those people who have wonderful hearts
Right.
because they know that when the thing about social entrepreneurship or social enterprise is they know that it goes to
A
somewhere
good purpose.
good for the
Mhm.
world. You
Yes.
do good, you do something for the in that sense it's fantastic for a lot of people who are aware so many social enterprises to really support them because we need help.
Right.
Seriously, as much help as we can.
Mhm.
Yes, because I mean, no, there's no business that's gonna run, or there's no healthy community that's gonna run by one person.
Right.
It's always
Mm,
collaboration. Like I was just talking because Tita mentioned about single parent. I was talking to a friend of mine because she's having issue about raising a kid.
Yeah.
From right now, there's a teenager. I said it's very important that at the same time she's running a business online, and at the same time, I said, you really have to tap with other single parent out there, any type
Hmm.
of support group, because they will tell you the different strategy that work for them in raising a kid, and at the same time
exactly.
raising a
Mm.
business. So that's
A network is very important.
Right.
Of course, for advice is good, but also for your very important to share
mhm,
experiences with, of course, like-minded people,
yeah,
same heart, same passion,
Hmm.
because it's also a burden you're not aligned with. So,
Right.
if you can find your group, if you can find your tribe, find your support, inner support group, that's fantastic. I think that's really bottom day. We need people to talk to.
Yeah.
Really,
That's
it's
wonderful.
mm, it's one of those is having a good relationship with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues. One of the treasures in life.
Right. I have another quick question. I know that stress and burnout are two of the major issues for social entrepreneurs. You know, you're never shielded from all these two things. How, as a social entrepreneur, what ways do you normally do, or what strategies do you do to manage this level of stress and burnout?
Right. That is very real, no? Real. And if
Mm-hmm.
you don't take care of yourself, it's you only have one body for the rest of your life.
Right.
So I'm very conscious of, say, exercise. For
Yes.
exercise,
Mm-hmm.
I I I do yoga. You know, yoga as an exercise, and I also such stress busters for me. And walking in nature, it's
Yeah.
Wow, that's
amazing
beautiful.
how.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you don't have nature, just walk by yourself on the
Yeah.
streets. It's to allow solitude, alone time. This is when,
Mm-hmm.
actually, this is when you start solving everything that you have. Really think of anything if you are always with people, if you're always busy. But the
Yeah.
moment of to have solitude, to have silence, that is when this comes out of your body, and that's when you can really center yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
Right.
it's really amazing how powerful it is if you just allow yourself. The ba when we wake up,
Right. Mm-hmm.
it's like right away you're frenzy, right? Phone, you have to shower.
Yeah.
But allow half an hour. You wake up
Right.
and uh, say your thank you. That's what I do when I wake up in the morning. The moment I
The
open you,
spirit
because
of gratitude.
don't forget that when you go to sleep in the night, you up again. A lot of people die in their sleep. So
Mm-hmm.
the very
Right.
mere fact that you open, thank you. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then do your breathing. We
Mm-hmm.
take it for granted. Breathing. We are born the moment we are born, we started breathing. We don't think. But actually that's the one that keeps us
Right.
tranquil. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
it's very simple. And our life really depends on the root self. It's your the quality of a person, or the kind of, depends on the habits that you try to nurture for yourself within our
Right.
control. Everything that happens to us is within your control.
Yeah.
Right.
What you do,
Mhm.
it's your choice.
Right.
So what I'm really trying to say is, how do I do my stresses? Is just live in the present.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Say your thank you. You do your breathing. And it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or however you want to, because then you
Right.
are more intentional,
Right.
intentional with how you want to proceed your life,
Mm-hmm.
and you're intentional with how you want to live. You want to spend your 6 hours, 7 hour day in your 24 hours.
Right. In it.
So so
Mhm.
so and then of course, um believe it or not, I'm a massage addict.
Oh yeah.
So take
We
your,
all need
you know,
that massage, Tita.
yeah. So take time to have massage, because you release a different kind of hormones, which is so relaxing.
Right. Tita,
So
that
and
those
then
are
this,
very powerful. Those are very powerful advice on how we can manage the stress. And my biggest takeaway is that as nurturers and caretakers of our loved ones, it's important to really
Mhm.
find a space and time to take care of yourself, because, like a well, it can't give water unless it sustains its own water. And so I think for all of us who are nurturers of life and givers of love, we need to keep some love and that energy for ourselves.
Yes,
Mm,
that's true. Yeah.
absolutely. Before
Uh-huh.
you can take care of others, of yourself
Take care.
first. Because when you take care of yourself, you can take care of others. A better
Right.
caregiver if you yourself is a better person.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Very powerful.
muna. Yeah.
All right, there you go,
Mm.
guys. What are your takeaways? Please comment. This is very informative. Also, so many things that I've learned. One thing that I did, my takeaways, I tried to do something different that I've never done. Like now, I play billiard. I don't know how to play billiard. Challenge yourself, like do
Yes.
karaoke. Try something different that you're very curious about. I do bowling. People are asking me, are you not getting tired of driving for 8 hours? But sometimes driving for me, it help you focus and do
Yeah.
that kind of what Vita says, solitude, because you don't have to do anything but to drive. It
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
distract you from anything, and you really have to do something different, something that you're curious about, and maybe you can discover something new.
Right.
Diba?
Wonderful.
Our,
Absolutely.
mm,
Yeah.
Okay, Tita,
Mm.
thank you, Tita Rachel. I'm gonna see you soon. Jill, thank you. This is very
Thank you.
helpful. I hope for those listeners out there that you find this very helpful on your day to day. Just live the life to the fullest, and that's what matters. Is not tomorrow, but today. Okay. All
Yes.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching our Chris and Jill live chat. Tita Rachel, salamat, and
It's a
Jill.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful
And
day ahead, guys, and